Hey guys, Basil and Wolf, Grayson Hobby, and we have a new plane from DW.
Yes, this is the DW Hobby Shining. It's a 990mm wingspan, and it uses about a 450 class motor.
Yep. Actually, it's not a new plane. I take that back. It came out a couple of years ago, but this is the new version of the old plane.
Yes. A couple of revisions that made it a little easier to work on.
Right. So in this video, we're going to do a strictly unboxing. In the next video, we are going to fly it. So here is the unboxing.
What we have here is the new Dancing Wing, the Shining EPP. This is a...
Wait, this is the kit?
This is a kit plus motor, ESC, and servos. So it's the electronic combo. Alright, so without further ado, let's open this thing up. Boom! Let's see.
So the question we get a lot is it's already come painted, and this is actually pre...
Yeah, they're like a airbrushed or something, I guess. But here's,
silk screen. That's the word I was looking for. Silk
guts, the carbon and the push rods. What else we got? Motor, ESC, 4 servos, hardware, horns, quick links, tires, and hinges.
Okay.
So that's everything inside the box. Get all this out here. So we got elevator, and it's got the pre-cut out slots for the carbon flat rods to go into.
Spar?
Yes. Yeah, carbon spars. Hinge line's pre-cut on that one.
Wait, go back. It's got the bevel.
Yeah, the hinge line's pre-cut. Yeah. The control horn slot is there, so it's pretty easy to put that part together. And you'll just use a regular CA and kicker for that. The wing, here's the underside of the wing. You got the servo pocket cut out, more spar spots cut out, the wire spots cut out. You do not have the cutout in the wing for the control horn, so you'll have to just kind of line that up and cut it.
It's got a nice little airfoil to it.
Oh yeah, they're not completely flat. They actually have an airfoil. You can see better on that side.
Cool.
So,
oh, that's the bottom, and the top has the
top.
There you
go. Rudder. Well, it's just a rudder, but it is slotted for the control horn. It's not slotted for the hinges, but that's easy to do with just a nice fresh X-Acto. There's the other wing.
Okay.
There's a little wheel pants here, which you could use them, not use them. Use the landing gear covers. So that's this is all part of the landing gear stuff.
Okay. And
the fuselage is a one piece on this model. It's not split in half like some of the other models, so it's a little easier to put together, I guess. Again, slotted for the carbon spars. You got your servo cutout, speed control cutout, battery cutout, receiver area, wing cutout, motor mount area. There was a couple variations on the motor mount, I believe, from the manual. So, guys, one thing to note, this is more of an updated design from the manual showing on the motor mount assembly. Basically, instead of the motor mount gluing into where you can't access the motor, it's a secondary plate on it, and you can see it in the built one here. Secondary plate mounted so you can remove the motor from the firewall that's glued into the fuselage.
Yes, and that's the biggest update for this 2021 version.
Yes.
Okay.
So guys that have seen this did come out a few years back, and then this is more of a version 2 per se of it with the updated motor mount. So that was the airframe. The electronic part, you got a 2216 920 kV motor, so this is roughly a 450 class motor, and you have 4 servos. These are just plastic gear 9-gram analog servos, and you have a 20 amp ESC with an XT60 pre-soldered and the bullet connectors, which is nice, so you don't have to do any soldering. You just plug it all in.
Yeah. What size ESC is that again?
20 amp.
20. Okay.
And the motor is, I believe, a 3mm collet on this one, 3mm shaft.
Okay.
The one thing I didn't like about this plane, which it's in this packaging, the prop. This is a GWS style prop. In order to use it, you got to drill it out. Not hard to do. Personally, if you look at this one, I'm going to try it with a 9.6 slow flyer APC. I got to check the amp draw on it, guys, before you change props, or if you're going to be changing props. Always put a watt meter on. Make sure you're not over amping the ESC because it is a 20 amp. There's a reason why they go with a smaller prop. It's more efficient as far as less amp draw. So in this package, you'll see the GWS style propeller. That's a 9.5. So if you have a million of those laying around from back in the day, it'll still work. Or an APC style 9.5, 9.6 prop, or even a 9.47 slow flyer probably. Landing gear here, or I'm sorry, landing gear.
Landing
wire,
tires.
And the tires. And then this is the motor mount assembly here. You have the landing gear post here, and this is the firewall. This is the secondary part that bolts onto the newer firewall here. And then these are just the parts to build up the landing gear angle.
Okay.
So that's that. And then in here, we have, these are for the wheel pants. This is what goes on the end of the landing gear thing here, and you glue the wheel pants on the end of that. These are your control horns. They're looks like fiberglass, not carbon fiber, but fiberglass, which is plenty strong. CA hinges. So that's another reason to get the medium CA glue for putting those in. And then these are your motor mount screws. And then you got, what are these little, motor mount screws.
Quick connects.
And then quick connects. Guys, on quick connects, let me show you a little quick key. I see this far too often.
By even people who know what they're doing.
People have been doing this for 10 plus years. I still see this come up. Quick links need to be able to rotate. Otherwise, you can bind up and damage your servos. So when you're putting these together, what I like to do is screw it till it stops. So now it can't turn, and then I just back it out just a hair, just a little unscrew. That way this can free spin. See how you can see it free spinning in here? Mm-hmm. It needs to be able to do that, and if you want to tighten up just a hair more, you can, as long as, you know, the less slop, the better, but you need to be able to have that articulate. If it can't rotate, it'll bind up, and you can either strip out your servo or you get horrible throw on your throws. Mm-hmm. I usually take a little bit of the foam cure or a little super glue or something like that, and I put a little blob on the back of the threads here, and it just puts a nice coat and keeps that from backing out. I don't use Loctite. I just use usually CA on this. Well, I'm used to use a lot of plastic control horns, and Loctite eats it, so I've just, it's worked for me for years. I just leave it that way. Yep. And guys, just make sure when you do that, that's very important. I see this a lot on micro servos and all that, and that's how you kill the servos, because you don't let those articulate. Okay.
Awesome pro tip. So talk about what kind of glue you need.
So glue-wise, medium CA. This is the Bob Smith medium CA, and kicker.
Okay. So 2-part.
Yeah, the kicker makes it kind of fuse to the foam. This is EPP foam, so it's not sensitive to super glue.
So I guess you don't need foam safe glue.
No.
Okay.
The other thing is like some of the like EPP glue or EPO glue. This stuff's great because it's a contact cement, gives you a little more time to work with it, but it also is more flexible than a super glue joint, so it tends to be better for like crashing and banging around, but it does take a while. So I would say if you're going to be building one, it might not be a bad idea to have even the smaller bottle of this and the CA
and the kicker
to build. Yeah, and the kicker. Yep.
Next, what kind of battery do I need to use?
Battery wise, it's going to be a 3-cell battery, 13 to 1500. In this particular one, we're using, this is a China Hobby line 1300.
And that fits perfect to 1300 3S.
Yeah.
Perfect in there.
And the 1500 we had was a little long, so I decided to use the 1300. It balances out just right. Depending on how you build it, if you do the wing a little more forward to back, you may actually want to go a little more, like a 1500.
Okay.
And your flying style may vary. This is going to be very borderline neutral, slightly tail biased. So it's supposed to be better for 3D.
3D. So now we unbox it. A couple highlights we want to do. The quick connects. Make sure you follow Will's advice. Don't over tighten. The glue you needed. You do not use foam safe glue. Use regular CA or epoxy or foam tack.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So regular CA. I know if you guys are building with foam, it goes against your beliefs, but trust me.
This is EPP foam. It's not sensitive to the
burning.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. That's pretty much it, right?
Yeah. Just remember, it doesn't come with a receiver, so you'll need your own battery and receiver to complete it, and transmitter and charge. Blah blah blah. Yeah. But guys, in this one, I used the R84 from RadioMaster because I'm using a TX16 for the radio. It fit perfectly in that little pocket. Really nice. Really easy to use. Definitely would recommend that. Yep. Just that and a Y harness for the other ones.
And can you use a gyro in this? Of course, but you hook it up and it's a whole other video. All right, we blabbered. Here we go.